Here we have Joshua Feuerstein, one of the most dishonest individuals I have ever known about, to be honest with you guys. He has brought himself to new lows, but before I get into all of that, I want to comment on something about him really quickly. Remember when he had the problem with the dad who bought his little boy that little mermaid doll? It just so happens that they met on the TV show The Doctors. That was a big mistake for Joshua Feuerstein because he literally got his ass handed to him. I believe the friendly atheist said it best when he said, and I quote, "It turns out when Feierstein isn't filmed in vertical video, he loses all of his powers." Joshua Feierstein was helpless, and everyone got to see him take a beating on that show. I say that he deserves every bit of it. He told the father of that little boy, Mickey Willis, that it was wrong basically for him to do what he did. That was all that it took. Joshua Feierstein was chewed up and spit out basically. Joshua Feuerstein basically tried to use his religious propaganda to bully his way through the discussion. It didn't work. I will leave the link in the description for you guys to check out. Bottom line, I think that children should be told how to think, not what to think. Obviously, people like Joshua Feuerstein don't want children going down their own path. He wants them to be indoctrinated. If he wants to do that to his own children, that is fine. I may disagree with it, but he does have the right to do it. He has the right to lie to his children, unfortunately. That is what he is doing right now, anyway. Just leave other people and their children alone. That's how I see it. Now, on to the next thing. I come across one of his videos today on Facebook, and I have to say it literally pissed me off. He started whining about abortion when he saw Ariana Grande make the statement that she stands with Planned Parenthood. He even called her, and I quote, a wannabe pop star. Joshua Feuerstein wanted everyone to know his position when it came to Planned Parenthood. He said that those doctors and the women who were involved with those abortions were nothing more than baby killers. I find it interesting because it seems to me that he only gives a shit about the fetuses that haven't been born yet. He doesn't give a shit about the children that are walking this planet now. We will be getting into that here in a minute. Feierstein and his ilk do not care about women's rights. They never have. They just care about their biblical garbage. Here is how far people like Feierstein are willing to go when it comes to taking away women's rights. And I got this article from Addicting Info, I believe. It will also be placed in the description down below as well. The desperation of the pro-life crowd to push their agenda of saving as many fetuses as possible has reached unthinkable proportions. When the videos they've been releasing to try to derail Planned Parenthood were proven to be heavily edited loads of crap, the liars of the Christian right did what they do best, doubled down on their nonsense and pushed out another one. This video is the story of Holly O'Donnell, a woman who had nothing to do with Planned Parenthood. O'Donnell was a procurement technician for a biological company that works with some abortion clinics to collect donated fetal tissue. O'Donnell discusses the techniques used to procure fetal tissue for medical research. Rather than use any sort of medical terminology to describe the job she applied for and took, she tells a horror story from the perspective of a scared child who was traumatized in situations she had no idea she'd be in. Never once does she mention that fetal tissue is donated by the patient, otherwise there is no procurement. Never once does she mention that up between 82 and 91% of abortions occur in the first trimester, when the baby is nothing but a mass of cells. There is nothing in the video full of old footage that supports any of the claims O'Donnell makes. Women who choose to terminate a pregnancy beyond 8 weeks do so for a number of reasons. But contrary to what these nutcases will tell you, it's not a form of birth control. Oftentimes, the pregnancy is not unwanted but unviable, or the mother's life is at risk. The propaganda the right uses for their religious crusade against women's rights is always the same. Stories of full-grown babies screaming as they are dissected, pictures of children born of rape or incest whose mother once considered an abortion but changed her mind. Most recently, highly edited tapes of technicians talking about harvesting body parts. when actually the discussion was about the legal procurement authorized by the patient of non-viable fetal tissue, that could one day save millions of lives. The latest video takes despicable to the next level. Shortly after Holly O'Donnell discusses a procedure she was involved in, the video shows a pair of cupped hands holding a stillborn, complete with a belly button clamp, that the video represents as an aborted fetus. The picture is in fact of the very much wanted child of Alexis Fretz, whom she named Walter Joshua. Alexis posted the picture on her personal blog and said she did not give the group who published it, the Center for Medical Progress, permission to use it. Shortly after Thinking Progress posted the story to its website, the description of the YouTube video was edited to add a photo credit. Despite the fact that the Center for Medical Progress was proven to be corrupt with this issue, Republicans are still racing to defund Planned Parenthoods all over the nation, unfortunately. This is how dishonest they are when it comes to their lies and their propaganda. Planned Parenthood provides many services that women need, but the religious bigots really don't care. They never did. Last but not least, guys, I stumbled across another video today from Joshua Feuerstein. In this video, he was sitting by a fire pit outside with about $15,000 in cash. It was in bundles of $5,000 like you get from the bank. He started to talk about how worthless money was compared to the Bible when he deliberately threw all of that money into the fucking fire. That right there pushed me over the edge. He could have donated that money to something that was very important. He didn't. He just wanted to push forth his religious propaganda. I come to the conclusion that these Christians are morally bankrupt. They do not have any respect for their fellow human beings. They do not have any priorities. They are nothing more than a sad group of people that believe in fairy tales. And that is how I feel about this whole entire fucking situation. So feel free to share this video with anyone that might be interested, whether it be on Facebook, Google+, Tumblr, Reddit, Yahoo, or wherever you guys hang out. Till next time, Quiet Atheist is out, and remember, if you can't be good at it. Most of all, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next video.